Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today we will be actually playing against the CAROKANN against Mr. Puppy 167. And against the CAROKANN I have a very simple weapon to teach all of you. And this is the exchange CAROKANN. So from 200 until 1000, this opening choice is actually very interesting because it's giving white a very simple opening, very simple opening system against the CAROKANN. So we will be trading, capturing on d3. This is very important that we go bishop d3 first. Knight f6. Now, knight f6 is threatening the move bishop g4, which is not a problem. It's just that I don't like facing it. So I will play h3 just to prevent bishop to g4, which is attacking the queen. All right, knight c6 is attacking the pawn, so I go c3 just to defend the pawn. Now black might go eventually e5, which is one of the best moves. If black goes pawn to e6, then the light square bishop will be pretty weak. And this is, of course, not a great option. All right. We will be analyzing e5 after the game. Now I will just bring all my pieces out in a very smooth way. All right. I can go for castling. So let's just go for castling actually. And the system is very, very simple. Notice that the bishop is already having a great diagonal. The knight has some potential on its diagonal also. So I will just play bishop to g5, and I'm just pinning the knight, and one day there might be something happening, like for example a battery between the queen, the bishop, onto some diagonal, and eventually some pressure on f6. Alright, he plays e5, which is a little bit weird, but at the same time it makes sense. It's just that now I think it's one move too late. So if I capture, he captures back, I capture, bishop takes. I have one, two pieces developed. I can play knight d2. I have three, rook e8, three, four. Yeah, I think I'm better developed. So I will just take on e5. If he goes knight takes, then I will just trade. I'm alright. And the main point being that he has an isolated d pawn. So, um, okay, I was thinking about knight d2 because if d4 to trade off the pawns, I have knight f3. So I will just play knight d2. And if now d4, knight f3, I'm attacking the bishop and the pawn. So this is quite a decent way of improving my own position. Because if he goes, for example, rook e8 just to develop his pieces, then after knight f3, I'm just so fairly well developed. It's giving a pretty hard position to deal with. Okay, bishop d6. Okay, I would just improve my knight. I can play queen c2 though, with the idea of taking and winning a pawn. Um, let's just Okay, I can also play queen f3, which is threatening to destroy the pawn structure, and then eventually win the pawn. But if I go queen f3, he goes bishop e6. And even though I might be destroying the pawn structure, I can then play knight f3. I think it's fine. If I do this, he goes h6 anyway. So I think I will go queen f3 just to apply pressure on f6. Yeah, if he has to go bishop e6 just in order to defend the pawn. Yeah, and now, okay, he went bishop e7. Okay, if I capture, I cannot win the pawn. So I will just make some small improvements. I will play rook to d1. Once again, there is an open d file. There is a queen. The d file is half open, so I'm just putting my rooks on open files. Okay, now I can just play rook e1. If he goes bishop b7, I'll play knight f3, knight d4. So I just play rook e1. I'm still applying some pressure. In chess, when you're making some small improvements while pointing at your opponent's pieces and you're applying pressure. Okay, h6. I will just play bishop h4 because I really, really like this pin. Yeah, and this is pretty good. My opponent is fighting. Okay, he's not threatening d4 because I'm just capturing the queen, so I will just play knight to b3, and then I will play the knight on d4 because there is a rule which says that if you have an isolated d pawn or an isolated pawn, the pawn has to be blocked by a piece. If it's blocked by the pawn, then it's very hard to attack it. If the pawn was, for example, on d4, then, the rook wouldn't be able to stare at the pawn. Okay, I will play knight d4 now. So this is why we prefer keeping the file open, and at some point, I will just be applying some pressure. We will of course analyze this line afterwards very, very quickly. Okay, this is a weird move. Okay, I'm thinking about knight f5 with the intention of capturing. It's just that after knight f5, I have to calculate d4. Um, I can also just go bishop b1, because if he goes bishop f8, I can trade, and destroy the pawn structure. So I'll play bishop b1 with the intention of going queen d3, which will create a battery in order to attack the black king. Yeah. So let's just see how things go. My opponent is definitely fighting well. This is actually a great pleasure to see something like this. Okay. I mean, I'm about to put this battery right here because I really want to go. Okay, g5 is a weird move. Okay, I really wanted to go knight f5. It's just that I'm a little bit too lazy to calculate d4. Okay, now after g5, I mean, I have to calculate that. Knight f5, you capture. I give a check. And if you go king f8, I mean, I don't have to sacrifice a piece. Let's just win the tempo on the rook. The rook has to move, and once the rook moves away, eventually now I can play knight f5, and there is no d4 since the rook is no longer protecting the bishop. So I will just play knight f5. My opponent gave me a lot of holes in this position. That's hard. That's a hard position to deal with. Maybe it's not the most accurate approach. Maybe the most accurate move was something like that. Okay, now he's giving me a pawn with check. For the purpose of the video, I think I will calculate something more. I see that I can capture on e7, and if he goes rook takes, the knight is no longer protected by the bishops. If I take it, the bishop isn't there to protect the knight anymore. If he goes rook takes, I can just capture the knight. So I will be capturing, and if he goes queen takes, of course, there's rook takes queen. Yeah, and now I'm winning a piece. All right, so he will capture on e1, I will capture back. And yeah, that's actually very interesting. Yeah, we will analyze afterwards what he should have played as black, because there are some lines that are simply forgotten right here. Plus, another subject in the last upload, I deliberately forgot to analyze with the engine. It's not that it matters, especially since I'm analyzing mid game and during the game. Um, but I can fully understand that it's not, you know, that's some of you were expecting some deeper engine analysis, even though they were pretty much relevant. I'll play bishop e5 with the intention of going for queen h8 check and basically start a mate. By the way, this is funny. If I go check, the king goes to f7. So maybe before going queen h8, I have to go bishop to g6, which will control the f7 square. And now, okay, now he's giving me the queen for free. Does queen e6 win? No, because he goes queen there. Okay, but wait, then I have bishop f7, king f8, this. Okay, let's just capture the queen for free. Yeah, and if he takes back, which is the only forcing move, then I have queen g7, which is checkmate. So that's a little bit that's a little bit a problem. Yeah. All right. Thank you for the game. Let's just go check what happened very briefly with the engine. Yeah, I will just switch the vision so that you see everything. Yeah, I made a small mistake around here. It's possible. Here I think I had a better move than what I just did. Okay, bishop b1 missed a move. I mean, I missed something here. I think it's simply knight f5, right? Yeah, knight f5 is just completely winning, but like I said, I was just too lazy. Here actually is very simple. Uh, or is it? Wait, am I? Because I can just capture on e7. Is this the move? Queen g3. Okay, and if you go like knight h5, then I have check, right? And if you go king h8, it's knight f7 check, which is giving, which is forking. And yeah, and if after check you go king f8, then I just capture on e7 with check, I guess. I mean, I can also just play. I mean, I think I should just capture, yeah, and queen g4, and I'm attacking. Oh, queen g4 is a mistake. Here I had something very simple. Oh wait, I can capture on e7, right? Because if you capture my queen, then I have check, king there, and mate. All right, so sorry everyone, I missed checkmate in 10 moves. So it's yeah, I'm very bad. Sorry guys. I guess I will no longer make those great uploads, right? But okay, here everything was fairly well played. Yeah, yeah, and like I said, if he didn't blunder, if queen f7, by the way, this is checkmate, all right? Because the king can run away, and let's just say he does something else. Then I wanted to go bishop g6 with the intention of controlling the the f7 square, and then eventually mate, right? All right. So thank you for today. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the future. Take care.